and welcome back for another short flow. Today we're going to go through an arm balance sequence that's going to help you build strength in the shoulders and the arms, and then we're going to explore side crow and crow pose. You don't need anything at all, just a mat if you have one and some space on the floor, and whenever you're ready, come and join me in a kneeling position. Before doing any arm balances, we really need to make sure that our wrists are nice and warm, as well as the rest of our bodies. So make sure that you've warmed up your body using one of my other flows before, or perhaps you might have done a CrossFit class or something similar. And then we're going to come to our mats in a kneeling position, and we're just going to gently place our hands, palms flat on the floor, and we're just going to rock back and forth over our wrists, really allowing the shoulders to track forwards with the fingertips as far as you can go. And just do this 5 to 10 times in your own time with your own breath. Trying to keep all of your hand on the floor as you do this. Try not to let the back of your palms lift. And then when you've done that about 10 times, we're going to slowly turn those hands out to the side. So turn your fingertips out to the edges of the mat. And this time we're going to rock side to side. So rock and lean all the way over the top of your fingertips again, and then over to the other side. And just try and do 5 times each side. Just to gently mobilize and warm up those wrists, and go as fast or as slow as you need. And do more if you need to. Feel free to pause the video and do a bit extra if your wrists feel like they really need it. So maybe this is your last time each side. And then come back to center, and we're going to point the fingertips back towards our knees, opening up the backs of our forearms or the fronts of our forearms, and then just lean back and forwards again. And again, another 5 to 10 times. And really try and keep those heels of your hands pressed down into the ground. Try not to lift them too much as you lean backwards. We're trying to open up those wrists. Get them nice and ready to put pressure through them as we begin our arm balances. Maybe just a couple more times. And then just come back onto your heels, release your hands, and just roll them out. You can either roll your wrists separately like this, or you can interlink your fingers and churn. This is what we call churn, by twizzling the hands one way. And a good way to do this is to push forwards with one hand. Maybe do 5 to 10 circles that way. And then to change direction, push forwards with the other hand. And this is really good for any kind of warm-up, really, but can also be really good to help prevent and relieve arthritis, as it helps lubricate the joint, the wrist joint, and then shake them out. And if you need to at any point, feel free to do a couple of wrist stretches in between each pose. If you need to, just feel free to take that moment. So the first one we're going to do is a down facing dog to high plank. So we're going to take our hands to the front of the mat, tuck our toes and press back into our down facing dog position. So with your down facing dog, I really want you to think about gripping the mat with your fingers, pressing through the arms, opening the shoulders out. So really pull the shoulders blades apart so that your neck's nice and loose from your shoulders, and push your head down towards the ground. Don't worry about straight legs, just think about pushing that tailbone nice and high up towards the sky, and then just pedal out the feet. And then we're going to come back to center once you've just had a quick stretch. And we're going to roll forwards as we inhale into a high plank, but you're going to shoot your body weight as far forwards as you can over the front fingertips. And then exhale to press back to down facing dog. And we're just going to do that 5 times. So really planche through the shoulders, push the shoulder blades up towards the sky and spread them open, shoot the body weight over, and even come up onto your toes. So all your body weight is in the front of your hands or arms. And then exhale, press back. 3 more times. Inhale, roll forwards. Find high plank, hold for a moment or 2. Exhale, press back. And really see if you can challenge yourself. Press the body as far forwards as you can. Plunge through those shoulders, round through the upper back. Lift the body away from the ground. Press back, last time. Inhale, roll forwards. Really planche up. Exhale, push back. come to your knees and just take 2 breaths in child's pose. Relax a moment, and then we're going to move back into that downward facing dog position in a second and do crisscross crunches so that we're beginning to engage the core, getting the core ready for our crow and side crow, because it's quite an important part or factor of the pose. So on your next inhale, I want you to come back up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to press up into down facing dog. And find your nice down facing dog position. This time we're going to inhale as we lift our right leg up high to the sky, and then we're going to crisscross crunch. So we're going to bring the right knee in towards the right elbow as we exhale, tap the elbow, inhale to kick back, and we're going to do that 5 times each side. So exhale, tap the elbow, inhale, kick back, exhale, tap the elbow. Inhale, kick back, try and keep that knee as high off the ground as you can, lifting through the arms, planching through the shoulders as you do this. 2 more times. 1 more time. Kick back and relax, and then we're going to switch over. So now the left leg comes high to the sky, or the opposite leg, whichever one you've just done. And then we're going to take the left knee into the right elbow. As you exhale, tap, inhale, kick back, exhale, tap, inhale, kick back. And try and get that twist as well. So exhale, tap, and twist the knee to the side. 2 more to go. Exhale, tap, inhale, kick back. Last one, exhale, tap, inhale, kick back, and plant the foot down, pedal it out, and just come back down to your knees. And rest out your arms, maybe just relax them by your sides in child's pose. Just take 2 deep breaths. So you should feel this working your shoulders as well as your arms, your upper body and your core. 1 last deep breath all the way in. Exhale completely. And then we're going to come onto our third and final prep pose, which is dolphin press. So similar to down facing dog, we're going to push our hip bones, sit bones high to the sky, and come up onto our toes in a minute. But to begin with, I want you to set up with your elbows shoulder distance apart. Good way to do this is to measure the distance with your hands. Find that position and then bring your hands out in front, clasp the fingers. Thumbs are bent facing upwards. And then you're going to tuck your toes up underneath you and lift your bum up into that down facing dog position, but you're on your forearms, so this is dolphin. And allow your head to come through your arms. Open up those shoulders, think about pulling those shoulder blades apart so you've got the space to allow your neck to dangle and wiggle freely. And then as you inhale, you're going to roll forwards, and if you can, see if you can kiss your thumbs. And then exhale, press back. And if you want to challenge yourself further, see when you come forwards as you inhale, see if you can kiss the floor. And come back. And again, we're just going to do that 5 times. So you've done 2, we've got 3 to go. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, press back. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, press back. Last one, inhale, come forwards. Exhale, press back. And then come to your knees and have a well-deserved rest in child's pose, just for 2 breaths. And then whenever you're ready, just come up to a seated position and I'll demonstrate crow pose to you. So the best way to probably do this is to watch, pause the video, have a go, replay if you need to for instructions. But I will guide you through the poses, how to do them, and then you can take your time to get to grips with them. So the first one we're going to do is side crow. Because you're going side to side, you need to do both sides. So remember, firstly, if you do one side, make sure you try the other side, and you will find that each side feels different. One side might be easier than the other. So give it a go, see how you feel. Hands go shoulder distance apart on the mat, and the key to this pose is getting the setup right. So hands are shoulder distance apart. Think about when you put your hands on the mat, gripping them with your fingertips, and then pressing down through your knuckles and palms into the ground. So you're not completely flat-handed on the ground. you've got some sort of grip going on. A bit like, think about how your feet naturally sit on the ground. They're not completely flat. They do have space under the toes. So think about that positioning with your hands. With your hips, twist yourself 90 degrees. So your knees are completely 90 degrees against your arms. And you're thinking about using the backs of your arms as a shelf to hold your leg or your thigh. So you want to get your elbow in. One elbow should be sitting in the glute, and the other elbow should be sitting in the knee bend. So when you've found that nice setup, and you'll really need to tuck and twist, so use your core to tuck and twist those legs up. You're just slowly going to rock off, and the first foot that's going to come off the floor is going to be the nearest foot to your hand, so it's the opposite to what some might think. So find your nice setup, and then start to lean the body weight forwards. Lift that underneath foot, and don't be afraid to lean all the way over, and then lift the other foot off the floor as well. And then you can start to play with the legs, extending them, and then come down and do the other side. So do whichever one you prefer first, and then try the other side, or vice versa. Start on your weakest side. As long as you do both, it doesn't really matter. And again, find that setup. Elbow goes into the knee and the hip or the bum, and then lean as far forwards as you can. Release that lower leg as you tip forwards. Lift that back leg, squeeze that core, squeeze those abs, press through the hands, extend the legs if you can, and then tuck back and land with control. And then just take a moment in child's pose if you want, or just relax. Take 5, whatever you need to do before you try crow pose. So that's side crow. Some might find that a little easier than crow pose. Others might find crow pose easier than side crow. So maybe that one's got less space to fall, or less distance to fall. You could always get a pillow and put it in front of your face if you're worried. It's not too far though, so you shouldn't hurt yourself. Okay, so crow pose, again, the key is in the setup. And again, just take your time with this one. Play with one foot off the floor, one foot on the floor, until you've got the confidence to do both. And with both poses, you always need to lean further forwards than you think. So that's usually what holds people back from achieving them, is the confidence to let their body weight go further forwards over their hands, which is why we've done all this planching warm-ups before. So again, hands are shoulder distance apart. This time though, I want you to think about sucking your knees up into your armpits, but try not to put the knees directly into the back of your arms, because you'll probably get bruising. Just turn them out slightly so that you're using your shin bone, and you've got a much nicer feeling there then with the shin bone, rather than the bony knee going into the back of the armpits and causing bruising. Set yourself up with your hands, tuck the knees right up, find that position, and then again, you're just going to lift one leg off the floor and really squeeze that core, leaning the body weight forwards. And then when you've found your confidence, lift the other one, point those toes, squeeze the heels up towards the bum and press through the hands, and then land with control when you want to come out of the pose. So again, if you want to put a pillow there, make sure your body weight goes as far forwards as you can. So think about getting those shins horizontal to the floor and creating that nice position. And feel free to stop and start this video. Take as long as you need. And then when you're done, just slowly come down to the floor and just relax off those hands and those wrists. Maybe churn them out a few times. You might want to do a few twists or stretches just to relax the body and ease it back off again.